Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Butenbaugh. I am the class coordinator and instructor of police for the 308th Basic Training class. At this time, I ask you to please stand and join me in welcoming today's graduate, the 308th Basic Training class. Members of the 308th Basic Training class, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as I direct your attention to the Salina Police Department Honor Guard for the presentation of the colors and the national anthem. Honor Guard, please post the colors. Thank you. You may be seated, please. During your time here at KLATC, you have walked past the Wall of Honor numerous times. The Wall of Honor was designed as a reminder of those KLATC graduates who have died in the line of duty. The names and photographs of the 28 individuals memorialized preserve their memories and give family, friends, and law enforcement officers the opportunity to remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the service of the citizens of Kansas. At this time, we will take a moment of silence in honor of the 28 KLATC graduates no longer with us. Thank you. At this time, the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center Executive Director, Darren Beck, would like to make a presentation. Please welcome Director Beck to the podium.
So I appreciate that you all applauded, because generally if you wait till after I speak to applaud, there's not much there. So I do appreciate that you welcomed me to the stage. If you ever have any doubt, and I'm primarily speaking to the class here, but if you ever have any doubt that law enforcement is a serious business and that the profession that you've chosen is noble, just stop and think about that over the next few minutes. We started this ceremony today by recognizing the 28 graduates who are no longer with us that gave their lives. And now we move to the other end of that spectrum. And we're going to talk about one of our graduates today who saved a life. So I'd like to take just a moment to continue a tradition that about a year ago we started. And when we started it, I said, how often can this possibly happen? Do we need to start a tradition on this, that we have students who are in basic training, aren't even on the street yet, and they're saving lives? And it turns out, apparently, we do need a tradition for that. And I think it's a great thing. So give me just one moment. And I'd like to share with you the story of the student in this basic training class who saved a life. On March 30th, 2023, while in class, a student started coughing and heaving because he had something lodged in his throat. The student was in distress. Sitting next to the student was Jerry Perry from the Oxford Police Department. Officer Perry immediately recognized this distress, as it's part of our training, and asked the student if he was choking. The student was still coughing and nodded his head. Officer Perry applied 2 or 3 firm strikes to the student's back in an effort to dislodge the item in his throat, but it didn't work. Officer Perry stood up and grabbed his classmate around the arms to steady him. The student's ballistic exterior vest was removed, and Officer Perry wrapped his arms around the student and started performing the Heimlich maneuver. The student's throat was ultimately cleared of the obstruction, and he regained his composure after almost passing out. Now, that's a very sanitized version of what happened. I had the opportunity to see it on camera. We have cameras all over the academy, including in the classroom, and I had an opportunity to see that on camera, and it was an experience that made you a little somber. So I do appreciate the opportunity today to get to recognize Officer Perry. And Officer Perry, Jerry Perry, would you join me here at the podium? This is my first time to see you except on camera. But I would like to recognize your life-saving efforts today with the 3rd ever awarded Certificate of Commendation. It's awarded for heroic actions in the performance of your duties on March 30th, 2023. Your quick and decisive action directly contributed to the saving of a life. Your actions bring credit to your department, KLETC, and our profession. Given under my hand at KLETC, signed as the Director of Police Training for the state of Kansas. Thank you very much.
Again, thank you, Director Beck. 308th, congratulations, your graduation day has arrived. You've made it. You began this adventure, KLETC, back on January 23rd with hopes of serving your communities as full-time law enforcement officers. It has been my honor to be a small part of your journey here at KLETC. During your time here at KLETC, you have laughed with each other, celebrated victories, provided support during difficult times, and let's just be honest, as we've just heard, you've saved each other's lives. In general, you came together as a family. And as any family, you had challenges with each other. Each of you grew into persons you are now. KLETC has provided ample opportunities for you to honestly examine yourselves, such as during the many hours of instruction, quizzes, tests, performance exams, the physical training, and defensive tactics training. Maybe for some of you, it was learning to be a good roommate or a classmate as you struggled to settle into academic life. You overcame these challenges, transformed, and grew. And in doing so, you set yourselves on the path of becoming peacemakers. On the first day you were here at the academy, I asked you, why did you want to become a law enforcement officer? I did this so that you would be able to focus on that purpose during your time here at KLETC. Remember, keep working. It's hard. You may not see the results of that work, but they are out there. This job does not come without pain or heartaches. You should have known this when you signed up, or at least learned it here at KLETC, especially when you guys all got sprayed with the OC spray. All joking aside, you will experience disappointment, pain. You've chosen one of the hardest jobs in the world, physically and emotionally. You don't just get to know that yet. There are going to be a lot of hard days to come, but don't let them take away from the good ones. Remember the good that you do for people along the way, with the funny, outrageous, silly, downright weird stuff that you will see and sometimes do, because before you know it, retirement will be here. You may also experience the pain and trauma of seeing things and doing things that you'll never forget. Look at the back of your challenge coin and remember your why. It may provide you the purpose and guide during that time in your life. Furthermore, I want to tell you, do not try to do this alone. Your family, friends, peers, and community are there to help you along the way and are there for you, just as you are there for them. And lastly, I want to remind you, go fishing, hopefully fly fishing. It's been scientifically proven to be good for your mind and body. And in closing, I want to wish you all the most success, happy and safe, healthy careers. You have chosen to answer the call and join the noble career of law enforcement. You are the thin blue line. A new adventure awaits each of you. God bless each and every one of you. On behalf of KLETC administration, staff, and everyone here, congratulations on completing basic training. It is my pleasure now to introduce today's commencement speaker, Sheriff Monty Huey of the Butler County Sheriff's Office. In 1994, Sheriff Huey began his career with the Butler County Sheriff's Office as a volunteer reserve deputy. He started full-time and graduated from the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center on December 1996. Sheriff Huey started as a contract deputy working patrol in the city of Douglas, Kansas. Throughout his career, he has been a patrol deputy, patrol supervisor, detective, tactical team leader, as well as task force officer assigned to the Federal Bureau of Investigations. He spent 8 years on the school board for USD 490 in El Dorado and helped guide the district in building 4 new schools, as well as the revitalization of the old El Dorado Middle School into a fine arts building. Sheriff Huey has spent the majority of his career in the investigations division and as a detective specialized in crimes against children. He was a member of the task force that brought the idea of the Sunlight Children's Home into fruition in Butler County. He is still involved in the Sunlight Children's Services organization and is on the advisory board that guides the organization in serving children from all over the state. He has been the sheriff of Butler County since January 2021 and has a total staff of 150 members. This includes patrol, investigations, court security, and a detention facility that has over 200 beds. Sheriff Huey has been married for 30 years. He has 3 children, 5 grandchildren, and has stayed active by coaching all of them in various sports, especially wrestling. Please welcome Sheriff Huey.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be here today to congratulate the newest members of law enforcement community. The graduates of the Police Academy, let me say that you should be immensely proud of yourself. You've worked hard, sacrificed much to get to this point, and you've earned the right to wear the badge with pride. As a sheriff of Butler County, I have the honor of working alongside some of the finest men, women in blue. I know firsthand the challenges and dangers that come with wearing the badge, but I also know the tremendous sense of pride and fulfillment that comes from serving, protecting our community. Today, we celebrate the achievement of these graduates who have undergone vigorous training to become officers of the law. They have demonstrated their commitment to upholding justice and the rule of law, and I have no doubt that they will serve integrity and bravery. You have been trained to uphold the law, to protect the innocent, and to bring justice to those who have been wronged. You have learned how to handle difficult situations, how to communicate effectively, and how to work as a team. And you have done all this with the discipline, determination, and dedication. You have shown that you have what it takes to serve and to protect our citizens, and I have no doubt that you will do so with honor, integrity, and compassion. Honesty is the quality of being truthful and transparent in your interactions with others. As a law enforcement officer, your reputation and credibility are on the line every interaction you have. Being honest builds trust, demonstrates your commitment to upholding the highest standards of professionalism in law enforcement. Honestly is not always easy, and there will be times when you are tempted to take shortcuts to hide the truth. But remember that honesty is always the right thing to do, even when it's uncomfortable. Being honest means admitting when you make mistakes and taking responsibilities for your own. But bravery hang on a second. But bravery is not just about, we're going to speak about bravery. It's not just about responding to emergency situations. It's also about having the courage to speak up when you see something and is not right. Even if it's difficult and unpopular, it's about standing up for what you believe in and doing the right thing, even when it's not the easy thing to do. But with all these, there also comes great accountability. The public expects and deserves nothing less than the highest standards of professionalism and conduct from our law enforcement officers. I urge you to remember that every action you take, every decision you make has a potential to impact someone's life in a profound way, As you embark on your careers, know that you have full support and the support of your community. You're not alone in this journey, and we are here to help you in any way we can. Once again, as you go out into the world, remember that you are not alone. You're part of the noble tradition of men and women who have served these communities with honor and distinction. You have a responsibility to uphold that tradition and to be the best possible police officer you can be. Congratulations to the newest members of our law enforcement family. Your dedication to service and your commitment to the community are an inspiration to us all. I look forward to seeing the positive impact you will make.
Sheriff Ewing, the 308th basic class would like you to accept this token of our appreciation coming from the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center administration and staff. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
At KLETC, we recognize those student officers who have excelled in various professional skill sets during their basic training. Starting with the Fitness Award, fitness being the key component in an officer's life. It helps them deal with the daily stress they'll face and aids them in maintaining a healthy lifestyle, enabling them to better mitigate the dangers they may encounter. During their time here at KLETC, all members of the 308th were active and engaged in a fitness routine. However, only 3 students met the goals of the 200-mile club. To be recognized as a member of the 200-mile club, the student officer must have completed 30 push-ups in a minute, 30 sit-ups in a minute, and run 1.5 miles in 18 minutes or less. Additionally, they must have also logged over 200 miles or more outside of their classroom activities. The officers who have met these goals, please stand to be recognized as I call your name. Crystal Coletti, the Salina Police Department. Angel Medina from the Derby Police Department. And Lana Savage of the Salina Police Department. Thank you. Please be seated as Angel Medina of the Derby Police Department joins me at the podium. During the 200-mile club, Officer Medina completed over 213 miles, along with exceeding the other physical requirements of the 200-mile club challenge. For his efforts, Officer Medina will be awarded the Fitness Medal. Please recognize Officer Medina for his efforts. Thank you, Officer Medina. Officer Coletti of the Salina Police Department, please join me at the podium. Officer Coletti is receiving the Fitness Medal for the most improvement recognized as of her efforts. Please, well done, Officer Coletti. Officer Coletti, please remain standing. KLETC also recognizes student officers who have excelled in academics during their time here at KLETC. Student officers who have achieved this following the following criteria for academic honors. The requirements include a score of 90% or greater with an overall written grade point average, a 90% or greater written final exam score, a 90% or greater overall performance grade point average, a 90% or greater overall performance final test score, and must have completed and logged over 100 miles successfully completing their skills testing and having no disciplinary actions. Officer Crystal Coletti of the Salina Police Department has accomplished these goals. Well done. Give you a certificate. Give you a certificate. Officer John Moutz, Jr. of the Yarmouth Police Department, please join us at the podium. Additionally, in academics, we have the Director's Academic Award. For a student officer to be recognized for achieving this award, the student officer must have attained a 94 pre-written final grade point average and a 94% or greater score on the written exam. Successful completion of all performance skills and has no disciplinary actions. Officer Coletti and Moutz successfully completed all of these goals. These plaques recognize both of you for achieving the academic excellence. Please display them proudly. Congratulations. Please be seated. Now it is time for class president of the 308th Basic Training class to deliver a few brief remarks on behalf of the graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, the 308th Basic Training class president, Stephen Parker of Butler County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, and welcome to the friends and family of the 308th Basic Class of the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center. Thank you for being here to celebrate with us today and for your understanding and patience over the past 14 weeks while we've been here preparing for our new careers in law enforcement. We couldn't have done it without your love and support. First of all, I would like to thank our class coordinator, Mr. Butenbaugh, who has guided us through this process since day one. From the very beginning, he set high expectations for all of us and has been there to help us through the more frustrating or overwhelming moments we all experienced. He leads through an example and has demonstrated the qualities of humor, integrity, and empathy that we would all do well to take with us when we leave here and begin work at our respective agencies. I would also like to thank the support staff at KLETC that has kept us alive for the past 14 weeks. To the kitchen staff, maintenance staff, and housekeeping staff, thank you for your tireless efforts and patience with us. You keep this place functioning and have allowed us to focus solely on our studies while we were living here. We hope you understand how much you were appreciated. Altogether, our class represents 16 agencies, 2 state agencies, 4 county sheriff's offices, 7 municipal departments, 1 medical center agency, and 1 collegiate agency. 14 weeks, 70 days, or 560 hours. This is the amount of time invested in us by the staff here at KLETC. Not only has the staff invested this time in us, but so have our respective departments. To those department and agency heads, we say thank you. Thank you for believing in us and allowing us to represent you. I know we will make you proud. Due to my previous career in the Air Force, I had the opportunity to form many teams of various sizes. With that in mind, one thing that impressed me about our class was how quickly we came together as a team. The earliest example of this was during our first 2 fitness assessments. What I observed during the initial assessment was the class rally around one another. During our 1.5-mile run, when they could have sat and waited at the end for the last person to finish, instead, the entire class ran back out and collected the remaining members of the class, and we all finished together. It was also noted by an instructor during our second physical fitness assessment that we all completed the 1.5-mile run in under 25 minutes as a class. We were one of only a few classes they had seen complete the run as a class in that time. This is not to say that we did not have our bumps along the way, but we were always able to work it out amongst ourselves, and it made us stronger as a class. This is reminiscent of a quote from Henry Ford in which he said, "Coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success." We came together as a class and team here in the academy, and now we are returning to our departments to become members of those teams. To the staff and instructors here at KLETC, we say thank you for the time you invested in us, for showing us not only how to be police officers, deputies, wardens, and agents, but also how to survive our roles emotionally and how to combat the hypervigilance roller coaster. Because of your dedication as instructors, we are prepared to not only start our careers, but to thrive in them. In the words of Major Richard Winters, there is no need to tell someone how to do his job if you have properly trained your team. I think I speak for the whole class when I say we are all leaving here feeling like we are in the best position we could be to begin our careers. To the class, I say thank you. I did not come here looking to be your class president, but I was honored when I was asked to run, and even more honored when I was elected to represent you. I have enjoyed getting to know all of you and experiencing us all learn and grow together throughout our time here. I would be proud to serve alongside any one of the men and women on stage here today, and I hope everyone will keep in touch, and I want to wish each and every one of you the best. I will be praying for your safe return home every day. Yes, even you, Charles. In conclusion, I would like to present a third and final quote. This one is from President Calvin Coolidge, who said, "No one is compelled to choose the profession of police officer, but having chosen it, everyone is obligated to perform its duties and live up to the high standards of its requirements." I know that all of us will live up to those high standards and perform our duties to the best of our ability. Before we are released and everyone takes off for home, I would like to leave the class with a few thoughts, some of which I've learned during our time here in the academy, others I've learned during my military career. Number one, treat everyone as you want to be treated. Everyone. If you have to tell the people around you that you're the one in charge, you're not. Volitional compliance will always garner a better end result than mandated obedience. The earliest and best piece of advice I received in my military career was make a decision. Right or wrong, just make a decision. Lastly, be safe. Someone at home is expecting you to be there be there at the end of every tour of duty. Thank you.
All right, Steve, it's my pleasure on behalf of the KLETC administration and staff to present you with this plaque as an appreciation and recognition of you being the 308th Basic Training Class President. I hope you'll display it proudly. Congratulations. In law enforcement, ethics is at the forefront of training of our profession. The law enforcement oath of office affirmation is a consistent reminder of the importance of always doing the right thing. This is something we've discussed in depth during your time here at KLETC. The ultimate purpose of law enforcement is public service. A law enforcement officer assumes great responsibility when they affirm the oath of office. They have entered into the position of being role models, leading by example. They are enforcers of the law and protectors over our communities. Because the Law Enforcement Training Center believes the concepts and principles within the oath should be a dominating force in all officers' lives, I'll ask Class President Stephen Parker to lead the class with the Law Enforcement Oath of Office affirmation.
Through please stand. Oath. On my honor.
I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution of the United States, the state of Kansas, my community, and the agency I serve.
Recover.
.308, please be seated. In a few moments, you will be presented with a challenge coin. A challenge coin is symbolic and meaningful and given to somebody as a reminder of what they have done or to confirm a membership in an organization. This coin today will recognize you as a graduate of the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center. I ask that you carry it with you as a reminder of lessons learned, the friendships forged during your time here at KLETC. On the back of this coin is the oath that each of you just affirmed moments ago. Carry it with you and let it be a constant reminder to all of the things, always to do the right thing. Graduates, it has been my honor and distinct pleasure to be your class coordinator and a small part of your journey. I wish you nothing but success and happiness in the future. I will now ask KLETC Basic Training Administrator Jeff Ostlund to join me here on stage to present the members of the 308th Basic Training class with their certificates while I present you with a challenge coin. Class President Stephen Parker will announce the names of the graduates of the 308th Basic Training Class.
Front row, please stand. Andrew M. Barnhill, Washburn University Police. Colton L. Carpenter, Chase County Sheriff's Office. Crystal Lynn Coletti, Salina Police Department. Kara L. Davis, Kansas Racing and Gaming Commission. Aaron B. Diamond, Gray County Sheriff's Office. Cade C. Hover, Reno County Sheriff's Office. Brendan J. Hudson, Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks. Front row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Second row, please stand. Jordan Lee Kyle, Great Bend Police Department. John Leonard, Salina Police Department. Thurman J. Lewis, Jr., Lansing Police Department. Adam Carlos Mata, University of Kansas Medical Center Police Department. Angel R. Medina, Derby Police Department. Alexis Joe Menadu, Butler County Sheriff's Office. John F. Mouts, Jr., Arma Police Department. Second row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Third row, please stand. Jerry D. Perry, Oxford Police Department. Joshua James Riggle, Saline County Sheriff's Office. Lana Rose Savage, Salina Police Department. Charles W. Stokes, Pleasanton Police Department. Alicia M. Thompson, University of Kansas Medical Center Police Department. Courtney Marie Thornton, Salina Police Department. Logan G. Wooters, Great Bend Police Department. Lynn E. Wright Jr., Gray County Sheriff's Office.
And Stephen C. Parker of the Butler County Sheriff's Office. Third row, return to your seats. Third row, be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, here in a minute, I'm going to officially certify the graduates, but I'd first off like to thank each and every one of you for coming today, being supportive of your graduate, and being supportive of them for this whole 14 weeks. It's really hard to be away from home. And so we're so thankful that you've had taken care of the home fires for them while they've been gone. It's hard to be here. Also, for the administrators, we'd like to thank you for your support, both for KLETC and for these graduates. It's been very helpful, so thank you very much. 308th Basic, please stand. On behalf of Executive Director Beck, I hereby certify that each of you are now law enforcement officers of the state of Kansas, and you have successfully completed all of the curriculum as laid out for you to accomplish. And for the last time, class is dismissed.